Lovely, recording. Brilliant. So today we're going to look into Mary Antoinette, all right? And, sorry, that pen is awful. All right, I've got another one today off of Revel. Okay, so why was she unpopular in France? Okay, why? So there's a number of reasons. Roman, could you think of a reason? Why?
Because she spent most of her money on clothes and makeup and jewelry.
Okay, indeed she did. Okay, so she was an extravagant spender. She was extravagant in her taste. In fact, I think there's a better word. Okay, decadent. That's a really good word. Decadent basically means in decay. Okay, something about her and her morals was in decay. Okay, which might be why the bourgeoisie wanted a separation of powers. Because if the royals acted in a decadent manner, how could they be worthy of reverence and respect as they set themselves out to be? Remember that royals would basically think that they were placed there by God to rule that country. Divine right of king. Okay, which is where they got their absolute monarchy, like their justification for absolute monarchy. All right, so that's one reason. She's extravagant, she's decadent. Hannah, what was her nickname? Don't tell me you've forgotten. Madame? Oh dear. Charlie. Charlie, do you know? Hannah, no. Sorry, do you want to say it a little bit louder? Deficit. Thank you. And thank you for giving credit where credit's due. So don't worry, I'm using first name, so no one will be able to track you and stalk you. Don't worry, no one watches the channel anyway. Right, so just you guys. Okay, so yes, Madame Deficit. But you know what I don't like about this? I haven't started chronologically, all right? So if I start this chronologically, we might find more reasons for her lack of popularity. Layla, where was she born? Austria. Excellent answer. Austria was a long-standing enemy, okay? So Austria is an enemy of France, okay? Now, the reason that you would marry into your enemy is to create peace. So really, we shouldn't hold that against her, you know, as historians. But however, people were small-minded. Enlightenment? What enlightenment? Right, guys? Okay? So people had huge prejudices at the time against Austrians, remember? Many a French widow and a French mother had lost a husband and a son, all right, to the bayonets and guns and muskets of Austrians. So she was unpopular for that reason. However, she was unpopular for another reason. So, let me see. Jessica, what did she and King Louis not do for many, many years in terms of their marriage?
Oh, they're not consummating their marriage.
They didn't consummate their marriage, thank you. So the marriage remained unconsummated for many years. Okay? This led to very, very grotesque cartoons that were very bawdy, shall we say. Okay, B-A-W-D-Y, bawdy. Okay, so let's just say they're very adult in their content. All right, so this gave rise to rumours, and more than rumours, of affairs. It was an open secret that the king and the queen had an unconsummated marriage, which made King Louis very humiliated. All right, brought rumours and disdain and a lack of respect to a monarchy who are already up against it. Remember, they're not ruling effectively. The economy's in dire straits. They've lost wars, and the wars that they win, they mount up colossal debts in. He's a weak leader. He's not a strong king. And he can't even get his marriage right, okay? He seems to be a very weak man. It makes him look extremely weak, yeah? Try and think in one way that Louis looks strong, okay? Can you think of one? No, you can't. And it's because of things like this, okay? Now, these rumours of affairs, she is reputed to have many lovers, okay? And she even had a special house built for those lovers, okay? To have them here, okay? So she made an artificial lake and had a little house built, and it was rumoured in that little house she entertained many a male guest, all right? I'll get onto the names of her accused lovers another time we do a Google search for that. But just she had them, yeah, would make her unpopular. Now, she was actually executed herself after Louis, okay? So that's a demonstration of how unpopular she was. There's also another major incident which makes her unpopular, okay? James, can you think what it is? It's the affair of something. Do you remember what it is? Does that ring a bell in this class, guys? And it's not the affair as in an affair. Well, there's a little bit of impropriety between adults. But anyway, it's not an affair with her having an affair with someone. No? Okay. Does anyone know in this classroom? The affair of the diamond necklace. Okay. So, yes, the affair of the diamond necklace. So, she had a very, very expensive diamond necklace had been made. And it was made for the wife of a previous king. And anyway, it was offered to her and she didn't want it. It was ridiculously expensive and she didn't want it. And then a very distant family member pretended to be her to ensnare a bishop, a higher ranking bishop, with love letters. So the bishop should be celibate anyway, but hey, you know. Anyway, so he decided that he would engage in an affair with what he thought was Marie Antoinette, but it wasn't. And basically, Marie Antoinette really did nothing wrong. She did absolutely nothing wrong in this affair of the diamond necklace. It was an attempt of a very distantly related relation to defraud the French state of the equivalent of like millions and millions in today's money. Okay. Now, even though Marie Antoinette had nothing to do with it, all of the facts were twisted to make her look guilty, even though she was completely innocent. So what this shows us, this diamond necklace, what it demonstrates is, even when she's innocent, people are willing to believe the worst of her. Okay, so the French public thought the worst of her. Now, one last thing. Okay, I think you've got a lot of information about why she could possibly bring the monarchy down. Okay, having affairs behind the king's backs. Right? That's clearly one. Her stupid spending. Remember, you've got the source of the boat hair. Okay, so as you can see at the top here, and I will share this into your Google Classroom, the boat hair is enough, really. Yeah, you know, it's enough of a reason for people to dislike her. It's so ridiculously decadent, but there you go. Her hair was literally a boat. What can we do about it? Not very much now. So, despite that's enough. The affair of the diamond necklace is enough. The affairs which she had in that house is enough. The fact she's Austrian is enough. There's a lot we've got to work here that undermine the monarchy and brought it down. Do I think this is an overwhelmingly significant issue? Do I think? I think it just adds fuel to the fire. Okay, there have been plenty of monarchs who are decadent and corrupt. Okay, and however, when we look in history and search for revolutions, I find but two which are kind of genuinely huge and successful in their symbolic nature. Okay, there have been more revolutions like that, but I think the French Revolution, because it's a bourgeois revolution, and the Russian Revolution because it's the first proletarian one, they're the ones that really stick out. So there's one more thing I'm going to tell you what she did when the king tried to escape from France. When King Louis tried to escape from France, he said, "Look, let's just take no luggage and get out of here." But she was like, "No, all of my clothes, you have to take them, Louis." And she's one of the reasons they got caught, because of this massive train, a literal train, but you understand, a procession of different horses and carts with lots of stuff, which attracted the attention of the guards of the French Republic, and then they brought him back. They brought the king back. Well, sorry, the constitutional monarchy, which they were working out. They brought him back, and it made him deeply unpopular. Okay, that was one of the reasons that he was accused of being a traitor. Okay, so she foils his escape with her immaturity. So she ruins the escape with her luggage. Now, guys, what have you got to work with here? Quite a lot. Okay, we've got a source right there. Okay, which I would pretty much, you don't have to use this source. You can use a portrait of King Louis. Okay, that'd be quite a good one to use. Okay, but what I want you to what I want you to understand is you have to analyze different sources. This could be one. I'm not going to say you have to. And in fact, you can actually leave Marie Antoinette out of the NEA. She doesn't have to be in there. But if you wish to write about her, you can. Right? But sometimes when the word count is going, she's one person I actually will take out sometimes. Okay. So stay in the call. Stay in the call. Okay, so you see someone that you can take out. So I'm saying she's optional. If you really think that you can write something good about her and she's significantly interesting, and you believe that she is a significant person, remember, you've only got 4,500 words to play around with. Sounds a lot, but when we get to editing these NEAs down, it takes a lot of time. Okay? So yeah, we've got the good thing about her is that you've got this primary source. You've got a lot of primary sources about her to analyze. Okay, and just like you analyze sources in the Russian Revolution, okay, and their validity, you have to do it's the same skill. All we're asking you to do in the NEA is the same skills. Okay, so you deal with interpretations in Mr. Evils. You have to deal with interpretations in the French Revolution NEA. You deal with source analysis in the Russian Revolution. You have to deal with source analysis in the NEA. You deal with essay writing in both British Empire and the Russian Revolution. You're writing a big fat essay. It's exactly the same skills, AO1, AO2, and AO3. All right, now I'm going to stop talking. I think you've got plenty of information to work with Marie Antoinette, and I'm going to leave that for today. Let's stop. Just